hello, welcome, good evening. I've got books to sell, real books that really exist. They are in German. Who would like to buy a German book? Look, what are they called again? I've forgotten.
Last Exit Baby Clapper.
See, that book, I've only done one story, and then this book, I did half the stories. Fish and Chips and Spreewaldgurken. And the pretend book, I'm going to read from it now. And, you know, it's just brilliant. It's called, my first story is called Church Tax. Are you ready?
Yes.
Have any of you been fucked by the church tax?
No, I just lied.
Maybe you have and you don't know. That's what this story is about. I think, like, I really don't believe in, what's it called? Positive racism against white people. That's it, reverse racism. But it is a tiny bit true about the church tax, huh? Because as soon as white Ausländer turn up in Germany, they're like, pong, pong, pong. But I did hear about a Hindu woman who had to pay it. Like, I think that is really bad. Like, there, I'm racist. I'm just like, it's worse when brown people have to pay it. So this weird thing happened, says my friend Charlotte, who's literally been living in Germany since, I don't know, sharks evolved, that's what I say. I was looking at my payslip. You know how I'm freelance, but I still get a payslip because I'm kind of not freelance. I know, I say. So I was looking at my payslip and I noticed like all this money was going, like it was being like taken off of me, like all this extra money, quite a lot actually. Really, I say? So I phoned up my tax guy, she says. He's stopped ghosting you. I say, kind of, she says. But anyways, guess what? What? It was church tax, she wails desperately, and I collapse into hysterical laughter. Stop it, Jacinta, she barks at me. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it now, stop it, shut up. That's my money, that's my money, that's money I could have been spending on my kid. Stop it, Jacinta, stop it. This is why people hate you so much, you know that. I try to stop laughing as tears of pure schadenfreude literally cascade down my face, and then I whisper, Charlotte, why the fuck did you tell the Finanzamt you were Christian, you fucking idiot? You didn't even know what Ascension Day was until I told you. I didn't! They just decided I was for some reason. How much money was it? I whisper. She whispers back, like over the years, thousands. I start laughing again. You thought Jonah the whale guy was the same person as Noah the ark guy. I did not, she snaps. I thought they were like brothers or something. They're both like hanging out in water a lot. You called Noah's Ark a boat? I cry. Well, it is a boat, isn't it? She says sulkily. What is it if it's not a boat? It's not a fucking aeroplane, is it? Why'd the Finanzamt decide you were Christian? What's that about? I have no idea, she says. Fucking bastards. First the priests rape all these little boys, and then the bastards start robbing impoverished single mothers. You're not exactly penniless if your church tax is in the thousands, I say reasonably. What is it, 9% or something? What are they spending all their fucking church tax on anyway, she says crossly. Every time I'm on holiday and I go in a fucking cathedral, it's costing me €1 to light a fucking candle. I stopped laughing long enough to feel guilty for having laughed at my friend's situation so badly. She is right. This is why people hate me so much. I breathe in empathy and kindness and stuff like that. And then I say, seriously, I think, to be fair, the money does go to good causes. Like, I know loads of white Germans who don't leave the church because they think they owe all the good causes money. Like, you know that Frauenhaus I was in? That was a Caritas Frauenhaus. It's not all stained glass windows and cushions and that. I just can't believe it. You know who I think grasped me up? When I first arrived in the country and I went to go and get angemeldet, the lady in the Meldeamt was all like, are you Christian? I thought she was like making small talk. And I said to her, no, I've never been christened, but I went to a Catholic high school, that fucking bitch. I thought she was making conversation. I thought she was being friendly for the sake of it. Let this be a lesson to you, Charlotte. These people are never friendly for the sake of it. All right.
Yeah.
Brilliant. All right, I'm gonna do another story. And yeah, I wanna make a book of these stories.
You should.
Yeah, how can we buy it now?
Shall I do like a
Patreon campaign starts here.
yeah, and then
Yeah, Patreon.
We have like an atheist tax.
All right, shall I do the worst cooks in Germany? The worst cooks in Europe?
Yeah.
You know. The first time I ever got invited to a German's for dinner, they served me pasta with a tomatoey tuna sauce. It was fine. It was perfectly fine. It was absolutely okay. It was almost nice. I mean, it was quite nice. It was just nothing special. I bet you've never tasted anything like this before, have you, Jacinta? Lutz said to me, grinning provocatively. What? I said, I bet you've never had anything like this cooked for you before, have you? He grinned. I said, we all know about the British and cooking. The British can't cook. The British don't cook. He laughed cheerfully at his hilarious comment. We have tuna, I said to him. We have tuna in Britain. We have tuna and pasta. That's the thing we eat. The Germans and the British are probably the worst cooks in Europe, huh? And we both tried to distract attention away from our own shit culinary skills by pointing out the other's weakness. I have to admit to finding it annoying a little bit. I'm a bit of a foodie. Actually, maybe I'm a bit of a fatty. And a huge part of my homesickness is inspired by my hunger pains. I miss English food. I wake up every Saturday craving a fry-up, and every Sunday craving a roast chicken with Yorkshire puddings and mash. I love English food. There, I said it. I love it all. I love having chips with everything, big, gorgeous, golden, perfect chips, which when made to perfection, which at the fish and chip shop my cousin works at, they almost always are, manage to be slightly soggy and perfectly fluffy at the same time. How? I love having lasagna and chips. I love fish and chips. I love sausage and chips. I love battered sausages, and I love chipolatas. Actually, funny story about battered sausage. My son, his English is so good. Like, his English is really good. But all of my family, they say battered sausage so badly that he thought they were saying bad sausage. And he was like, why do they call these sausages bad? Battered sausage. Yeah, battered sausage. I also love pies, and I love the way the Asian community just totally culturally appropriates pies. I know, like, it's not really cultural appropriation, but, you know, almost. And you can get a chicken tikka pie as well as a steak and kidney pie if you so wish. I love peri-peri chicken. I love ham, egg, and chips. I love a Sunday roast. I love bubble and squeak. I love toad in the hole. I love shepherd's pie. I love it all. I love it. Germans think British people can't cook for the following reasons. Number one, we are a bit shit at cooking compared to everywhere else in Europe except for Germany, to be fair. Number two, London is so expensive and Germans just meander around these awful tourist places and pay 50 quid for a lump of reheated fried chicken and chips that you can't actually swallow. This is unfair, I feel. London is the only city in the world where the tourist crap gets seen as representing the national cuisine. Oder? Like, it's a bit unfair. Number three, Germans have these weird, slightly racist ideas in their heads about proper cuisine and traditional cuisine and English cuisine, and also a super pussy-ish, really spicy food. So they're not prepared to eat any Indian food when they visit Britain, and they don't even try the culturally appropriative pies, and then they complain about how shit the food is. It's ridiculous. Number four, Brits are poorer than Germans, maybe, on average. There are more poor people cooking badly and eating crap. Because of poverty, it's hard to eat well when you don't have enough money. I don't know why he finds the idea of poverty so funny. And a lot of those poor people take on German exchange students in Bournemouth to make a bit of extra money. This is just a theory, yeah? And as we all know, Germans are seriously fucking traumatized by their Bournemouth school exchange trips. Number five, Germans really care about what food looks like, and British people like to pile it all up into one glorious, gorgeous, stodgy, delightful mess. Number six, Germans worry really far too much about fried food. Huh? Yeah? Especially since they literally all live off a diet which is 90% salami, 9% bockwurst, and 1% 3-day-old wilted cucumber. You might as well fry a bit of bread if you're going to load up on pork like that anyway. What I will say, though, is that British people cook more than Germans realize, and slightly more exuberantly. British men cook more than German men. Ethnic minorities mix the foods up more, mix up traditional British cuisine with their own culture's dishes. And the people who do cook actually enjoy cooking more. I'd say this isn't the most scientific thing I ever said, but it's true. You know, like, Also, people invite each other over for dinner more. It is galling constantly being told how shit you are at cooking by people who you've known for 7 years and you've never even gotten a fucking sandwich out of the stingy bastards. And yes, if you know me in real life and feel angesprochen right now, this is undoubtedly a dig at you. Also, posh British people cook well and healthy and posh, as posh people should. Bio and that. What is the point of being posh if you're not going to eat truffles and quail's eggs and stuff and have organic bread? Like, I have some posh German friends, architects and that, who let their kids have Nutella abroad for tea. Honestly. And the bread they use is Sammy's sandwich toast, but not even the Sammy stuff, but the supermarket own brand. They're fucking architects. I think it's amazing that even posh Germans will feed their kids crap. I really don't think they should judge us that much, to be honest. Like, it's true, yeah? Like, there's some posh Germans doing fucked up shit in the kitchen. I guess that's the reason that Germans think there's no class system, because their posh people are like, come here, have a biffy. Yeah? All right, I know this is the wrong time for this, but I'm going to do one last story, and it's about Sylvester in Berlin. Yeah? Oh, yeah. Who's not had it yet?
New Year's Eve.
Oh, I see.
Not the council file.
Is it true what they say about New Year's Eve in Berlin? People who haven't been here for Sylvester yet ask you sometimes, it can't be as bad as they say, can it? They must be exaggerating a little. How bad can it be? They make it sound like the city turns into a war zone. Well, gather round the fireplace, ex-Berliner fans, it was for my column, yeah. While this old wizened crone who has lived in this cold, dark city some 19 winters will let you know in the voice of the witch from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, when she sees her own death, whatever you have heard, my children, the reality is even worse. Warzone doesn't begin to cover it. Teenagers stand on balconies and merrily hurl burning missiles at your head. Every time you yell, petrified your baby might get hurt or killed or, I don't know, blinded. The same old grannies who told you off for leaving the house in summer without putting socks on him grin at your fear nonchalantly. The said teenagers, evil, literally laugh because they know you are scared of dying and they consider this kind of emotion hugely pussyish. Your Russian best friend sighs, bored. All around you, fireworks are exploding. You're literally jumping about, dodging death like you're in a video game. Your kids cry, dogs moan. Your Russian best friend is bored. Like she is literally bored. That's how hard she is as nails. Jacinta, she drawls. Unperturbed, unconcerned, indifferent, totally fucking relaxed. Why are you so worried? German fireworks are the best in the world. Olga, you scream! Literally all around you, everything is on fire and it is raining actual fireworks. And nobody but you cares and the kids are about to die. Good fireworks kill people! They are literally flaming balls of fire. That is what a firework is. What is your fucking problem? Your German friend who all year long corrects her daughter's grammar, doesn't let her eat chocolate, bans Peppa Pig and Disney and Barbie because, you know, sensory overload, and only lets her play with wooden toys because the chemicals in plastic apparently might damage her development or something, arrives and promptly hands all the tiny children in the vicinity big fuck-off fireworks and lets them all light them and hurl them at each other like they're fucking frisbees. You take the firework off of your kid and he starts crying. Your German non-Disney watching mum friend looks at you disapprovingly. Do you really want to pass on your fear of fire to him, Jacinta? Like Muslim women do with swimming and dogs? Yes! You scream, yes! I want him to be scared of fire! Because I want to give him the gift of life! It is literally worse than anything you have ever imagined. The next day, over breakfast, your German mum friend will be correcting her kid for saying wegen dem instead of wegen des, and your Russian friend will read you the news smugly and say, see, nobody died. Only one kid in Brandenburg got blinded and one kid in Pankow lost a hand, Jacinta. You were panicking about nothing. You just stare at her and don't speak. What is there to say? I would literally, if I could, vote green if they introduced a fireworks ban. Some of the things I do for Greta cost me dearly. Well, if I did them, they would. But for Zichtenau fireworks, that would come easily to me. Unfortunately, Berliners might love Greta, but they love nearly dying on Sylvester more. What a fucking nightmare. Okay, thank you. That's enough, huh?